Hello everyone. How's my sound today? Are we good? Sound check. All good. Awesome. So how are we all doing today? Winter is coming. The comment man, thank you for the subscription. Unreal 5 Dono. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hello Luminarch and everyone else. Greetings, Carl. Someone please come back. Yeah, it's getting colder. It's getting dark and cold here in Sweden. But it's not too bad when you're at the computer, you know. Feels a little bit better to be at the computer when it's cold and dark outside at least. Hello from the Middle East. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Welcome. So, yeah. Another week. Or two weeks have passed since last stream, right? So we have been working a lot on Unreal 5, as you know. And we are getting very close to be in a very good position. We have managed to do some really great things with Unreal 5. And I'm quite excited to share some of that with you. We managed to do those big so-called, that some people call them holy grails that can't be solved. You know, the big stalls when running around in the world. We have overall better FPS everywhere. It's really solid performance. We don't have the big stalls that, you know, in all the level stream lines on specific areas where you run and then bam, your computer freezes for a while and then it wakes up again. Quite annoying in a game like this, especially if you are mid-combat or something like that. So those are some major things, obviously, that are just very much improving the gameplay experience. So I'm going to show you some of that live today on the stream. We just have a new build. It looks like the build is holding up. That's always something that's a little bit nervous when we have new builds with specific updates. But I have looked into it and it seems to be in order to finally show you guys some of that action live. So that's awesome. And yeah, so I am in the real live servers, or I mean the PTR server. So I wanted to show you kind of like a cycle of the day. It looks like pure magic during day with the sunlight. You know, that's one of the strengths in Unreal 5 with lumens. And right now when I logged in, I'm on sunset. So hopefully we have time to get a loop so you can see the crisp day sun as well, because it's really, really pretty realistic lighting. Lumens thievery. So we are getting close to our public PTR as well. We want to get your help doing all kind of stuff. We have some specific features that are new with the patch that you can help us testing a little bit, give your feedback, but also the overall, you know, check performance, run, do whatever you want in the world. That's very helpful to see that we haven't missed anything. It's been a huge project to convert into Unreal 5 and we are finally very close to be done. So we're planning to have our next PTR. We're actually looking to have one. Looks like we are already ready to let you in next week, guys. End of next week, if everything goes as planned. So you will help us with additional, you know, just checking the game out. So that's going to be awesome. So yeah, let me proceed, guys. Where do I have my here? No, we won't do the community votes in this stream. We'll be focusing on Unreal 5 and the PTR and a question related to Unreal 5 now when I can actually show you everything in action as well. And we are preparing the community interaction in upcoming. All right, shall we? Yeah, a little bit unfortunate we don't have the sun. Getting the sunset right now. It's not as epic, but we will get a cycle, right? So you can see everything. Let me jump in and show a little bit of how everything is running there. Bam! Now you can see the game, right? Do you have sound and see the game? Yeah, you can see it and hear it, I guess. So yeah, we have looks worse. Are you blind or something? No, I mean we just wait until you see the sun magical and such. So everything is much more sharp and crisp, and we are using lumens to illuminate the entire world with a proper sun that makes it look very appealing. And one of the things is obviously performance, right? Many people have been worried that do they need a new monster rig to run the game. The great news are that we have been focusing on making sure that FPS performance is number one, right? And then secondary visual effects of it. We have a really good base performance. All the cities have passes of optimization. So they're much better than that they are live. And these are some of the new effects where magical materials emit light, as you can see here. On live, this doesn't happen, right? It doesn't emit any lights from materials. So there's some cool effects on various things that are simply affecting the world now as well. That doesn't happen in Unreal 4. I capped my FPS because I'm using my CPUs for multiple things, and if I let that cap out, you're gonna get frame skips instead, so it doesn't look like smooth. Even though it's smooth on my screen, it's not smooth on the stream. So that's why I always have my game clients capped to not cap out the CPU core. So yeah, that's why. So we're gonna run a cycles. You will see this during day night as well, because that's where I think it looks really realistic. The sunlight that utilizes lumens are just, extremely beautiful. I could jump over to Meduli as well, so you can take a look on that city as well. Let's see, where do we go? And yeah, so there is a level stream outside this city, right? I don't know if you remember exactly where that line is, where your computer freezes. And if I go there now, you will see the difference in 3-second freeze to what I'm about to show you right now. If we take a look on the performance while running here. And yeah, the entire dusk transition is much more realistic now. We don't get those a little bit crazy color formation that we do get on live. So yeah, the day-night cycle looks quite different. And here's a level stream. Bam! Did you notice it? Did you notice it, guys? Did you notice the stall that everyone have been complaining on? The BAM stall, the 3-second stall. Did you notice it? Did you notice it? I'm not sure if you noticed it. we are utilizing nanites. You have that as an option here. We haven't converted everything to nanites yet. We are working on many of these stone formations around me right now. A lot of stone formation and assets that we are using a lot in the world are being transferred into nanites as well. So yeah, they will be better and they won't pop in different load states. Yeah, it was a 5-second just now, back to drum board. No, I was ironic if you didn't notice. I have 80 FPS constantly, not even a millisecond stall. That where we used to have multiple second stalls over here. When loading Kranesh, for instance, the different level streamers. I can go past it again, we'll see if you notice it. Let's see how heavy it is compared to live. We get nanites foliage as well. No, the majority of foliage won't be using nanites because it simply doesn't handle it well. We want to make sure that when we do utilize nanites, it shouldn't be stealing performance. Did you notice the stall, the CPU stall, guys, when loading Kranesh? No, because there is none. That's the magic. That's the magic. So now I can run entirely through here without any stutter whatsoever, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So yeah, it's pretty solid performance-wise, running and loading these different areas now that was kind of problematic, which they are still live, right? And like I said, every city have a much bigger boost in FPS. So the basic cost, the base FPS line is also improved, which obviously everyone is happy to see, right? And yeah, the sky is more crisp. You can see other star formation and some galaxies far away in different times period when checking the sky out. We have sharpened up the moons a little bit as well, so they look a little bit more realistic fitting. We don't have the second moon out yet. Yeah, I can jump over. So Meduli is one of the worst cities. I think Meduli, Tindrem are quite bad performance-wise on live. And we can jump over to Meduli as well to show you how that looks and feels. Profo, thank you very much for the 25 month. Woot, woot. Meduli is always bad, trust me, even without people. And we know why. We have worked with it a lot to make sure it's properly along with this patch as well. So we also done additional work on character models, as I mentioned a bit before, to further improve the performance on large-scale battles. I mean, obviously, it helps a lot to make sure the background cost is improved, which allows for more characters on the screen. But we have done both. We both optimized the background cost, the world, the cities, and the character. So yeah, you're gonna surpass old numbers, obviously, with better performance. And one thing we're gonna evaluate also with your help and feedback. As you noticed, the nighttime now, we still have a lot of details and it looks crisp and nice and sharp. And we want to make sure that the night with these settings, 2 bright big moons, the night should be illuminated enough but still feel like a cozy night. But it shouldn't be that dark that you want to pull up the gamma, right? So, you know, feel free to give us some feedback if we are on a sweet spot or if we should bump it another one. So you feel that it's not worth touching gamma. That's the goal, right? So we have these different settings. We have TSR, as I mentioned last stream, and DLSS 3.5, the latest generation from NVIDIA. TSR is from NVIDIA, and that's their own solution for Unreal Engine 5, and it's quite impressive actually. I'm on ultra quality, which means it, you know, costs a little bit more performance, but it also adds crisp and details sharpening, which is really nice, and I prefer that setting. Obviously, if you want to gain additional FPS, you can always go towards performance and lose that crisp sharpness. So that's obviously depending on hardware, right? And very equivalent values on DLSS. But yeah, that's what I'm using right now. And as you can see, the sky now have different formations. Looks pretty awesome. And I don't know how it looks on the stream, but how does the brightness, darkness look now during night? Does it feel like we are close on target, or what is your view here? Brightness looks great. Could be a little bit darker. Looks amazing. Could be darker. So the thing is, right, if we go darker, obviously this depends heavily on players' monitors, right? And if we go dark enough that I'm a little bit annoyed, I want to see the players or enemies, they're gonna touch the gamma, right? But if we are in a sweet spot where it's not necessary, it's not as annoying, then people will play as it meant to look, and it looks beautiful, and you can still enjoy the game, right? And obviously, it varies a lot in the different regions, right? If I go down in the dark grass, it's a little bit harder to see, right? So we want to hit that sweet spot where people don't change the gamma and make the game look horrible to see people without annoyance. What about FSR? So we're using this is pretty much the same. TSR is the equivalent to FSR and DLSS. So right now we only have TSR that works for AMD cards as well. So if you have a Radeon AMD card, you can use TSR with the same performance. And it's actually really good from Epic Games and made for Unreal Engine 5. So currently we don't have FSR. There's no huge benefit for using it. We may add it as a third option as we go, but right now we won't because you have TSR instead. What's the point of gonna have night vision when it's bright? So obviously this is out in the world, right? And more we will also adventure in underground, underdark and dungeons, and that's where we use our pitch darkness filter, which means you can't gamma hack anymore. I'm gonna see if I can show you something. If I wait, if I can, let me. Can I jump up here? Right. So let's see if I can get a little peek, overview peek, to show you what I'm talking about. So if you here in my more near surrounding areas, kind of like within this city range, it's a little bit brighter, and the further away you go, it's a little bit darker. As you can see over here, it's a little bit darker. That is a system built for the night vision system that is now supported here in Unreal 5, which means we can tie those values to all clades, so they have different strength and length of that radius. And obviously where it makes even more sense and is more important is down in dungeons, because that's where it becomes pitch black. So it won't ever be pitch black here out in the world due to the 2 moons. But in dungeons and caves, that's where it can go pitch black. And depending on your clade and gifts, that can be altered, and you have different ranges on what you can see well. So I hope that makes sense. Multi-thread rendering. I think we actually made that as a default, if I'm not mistaken, this build, because people turned it off, they didn't know what it was, and they got worse performance in some cases and didn't notice that. So we removed some of those legacy settings that doesn't make sense anymore. It's just downgrade if someone not or do use some of those settings. So we baked in the default that is beneficial for all clients. Along with this patch, as you know, I'm commented on that as well. A lot of bug fixes, polish, and heavy TC balance tweaks that are based on a lot of the community feedback during the past months of experiencing TC. So there's going to be some really good, important balance fixes for TC along with this patch as well. And you will be able to confirm and test all of that if we are looking to follow the plan, which is end of next week. I mean, there are important balance values, for instance, how you gain defense value and lose defense value on the buildings when they are destroyed, constructed, how they tick up and down. Locks, we are looking to have a distance radius on the storehouses that gives the defense around it. Things to make it less, you know, to prevent a siege, you shouldn't be building stuff on the other side of the world, stuff like that, right? That doesn't make sense. So we're tying that all to the regional area instead. And if everything goes well, we don't find any major issues during the public PTR, we are going live end of October. So we're getting there, guys. We're stepping over to Unreal 5 finally. Ah. And there's so many things now that we didn't consider at all in Unreal Engine 4. As you can see here, we have this what is called what the hell is the word, guys? They emit different light sources, emissive lights that obviously reflects now in the environment. As you can see here, the reddish tone, molten, exactly. You know, all those kind of stuff emits effects and colors that just makes the game much more interesting and alive, which is, yeah, or amber, I guess, right? So stuff like that is also affecting the world now. And like I said, we've been working hard to make sure that the performance utilizing those tools are, you know, we're not killing the computer performance. So it's actually quite impressive. We are stepping up visually, but also giving everyone more FPS, utilizing graphics card in a better way as well. Lumens are a cost in the GPU, and we're utilizing it much better. So, and we have been optimizing and working very hard on making sure that lumens work as default for everyone, including on older cards, you know, 1060 cards and such, without killing the performance. So it's quite impressive that we managed to crack it all into one baseline build. Show the character. So some of the things we're still tweaking on are character, this character window and the character creation window with the lights. We wanna, there's a few things we wanna tweak, but as you can see, it's much more sharp, and you know, it's pretty good. But maybe, I don't know if it's a bit too dark. But yeah. You know, we're getting there. It's just final tweaks now to get everything as good looking as possible now when the performance is there. It's too dark. Yeah, it could be a little bit too dark here. We are still working on these scenes to make it look nice. We may need to bump up the lightning, the strength a little bit, right? Depends also on the material and armor and stuff. They all behave and reflect differently, much more realistically. Steel behaves as steel, which they didn't as much in previous engines, so yeah. What's the difference performance-wise between nanites on and off? So it's more, it depends on where we utilize lumens, or I mean nanites. Currently, we don't benefit from just converting everything into nanite lumens. No, sorry, nanites. Foliage, for instance, isn't really effective as a nanite mesh currently. So it doesn't make sense to transfer all the foliage, including trees as well, the leaves on them, how they render. is not very effective. It's actually that we can lose performance if we just convert everything, and obviously that will be in the wrong direction, right? So more solid, big meshes and static meshes are suitable for being converted into nanites, and that's a process we're doing right now, such as all mountains, large rocks, formations, all big meshes pretty much, you know, is good for nanites. So right now there's not much of a difference if you go for on and off, because we haven't added on foliage that may come with an impact on performance. Stealth Stalker, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. Full month. So let's wait for our day cycle as well, because that's when you see the sun, how it behaves, which is where I think it looks the most realistic, and it's quite sick. But yeah, as you can see, the sky, we updated the sky as well, and see a little nice details on the sky that I think is adding a little extra punch, you know. Yeah, everything when it comes to weather and sets, etc., is also affected by the DLSS and TSR, which looks much better now as well. So when we are in a heavy storm, you're gonna see that that is also improved. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome to get your feedback, and when you run around in the world, most of the areas are now covered, so there are no CPU stalls. There are still a few areas left, I believe, that the team is working on, but the majority of the entire world is now completely seamless, which is very impressive. Like I said, look, here's a level stream when you load this city and load it out here, and look at my performance. Nothing. Nothing. Breaking skulls, nothing, you know. Look how smooth it is. Now it's being offloaded and loaded. And my FPS, there's no single CPU stall whatsoever. So it's extremely smooth. It's goddamn smooth, Mr. Prinkley. What about FOV? Yeah. I mean, the games obviously starts to look like a little ants bended when we go up more and more in FOV. You know, the old Quake experience. There may be room for allowing increase it a little bit more if people want to. But yeah, that's obviously a big deal that, you know, we all been waiting for and asking for, to have us completely seamless without big computer stalls when running around, because that can result in death, right? When in a fight and your client freezes for a few seconds. Quite horrible. Need 130? Holy cow, man. That is... Oops. The torch needs some tweaks in strength. It's quite hard, right? The problem is if we make it too little, it's also harder to see in a dungeon. But those are the things we want to get some feedback on to make sure they are valuable, you know, so you get the value in using it. Well, and of course aiming for making it look nice at the same time. But yeah, now you can obviously, you see quite well. You can actually see everything, right? Hui. So yeah. Offhand torch. Yeah, some of those things, quality of life functions, having a torch in a belt or offhand, that's something we would like to get into the game also eventually. The question is when we plan to do that state, right? I mean, that's a very good quality of life. Looks too dark here. Nah. This is not too dark. Why would this be too dark? It's very bright on my screen, don't you? Doesn't it look bright? Yeah, any changes is very risky to do, and that is not something we ask no one to touch that if you wanna be safe in the game, right? And we are handling the settings. It's great. Where is it now? Right. We consider making a drop-down menu for different nanite settings. What nanite settings are you referring to? Just so I understand what you mean. What kind of settings you would like to have there. But you can't fight with the torch in your hand. No, that is the quality of life stuff, right? That we wanna eventually have better support for. Yeah, this is 5.3, Unreal 5.3, so the latest engine version. And it does support nanites on everything, almost everything, including foliage and trees. But if we just convert all of that into nanites, we're actually getting a hit on performance, because where nanites isn't good is on see-through planes, where, you know, like a grass. There's painted planes where you can see through with alpha masks, and when they stack up into next to each others and they're being nanites, it's not good for the performance. So we want to utilize that more on solid measures like these rocks, mountains and such. So it's not very good on leaves and tree branches at this point. We have done some tree types into fully nanites, which looks really good, and we can see them on far distance without any loading, and it looks amazing. And the performance is almost the same as now without the LODs, so it's not that we're gaining performance. In that case, we're actually just gaining some visuals, and that can be fine as long as we don't lose performance, right? But we can't utilize it on all those things without getting a little hit. So yeah, let's just wait for daytime as well, and I will show you the pure magic of the sun lumens effect. No, you can't disable lumens. We made it as the default main light in the world, and we made sure that the performance is really solid on it. So you actually have better performance here with lumens than you do have in Unreal 4 as it defaults lights. So everyone is gaining overall performance moving over to this engine and version. And if you want more FPS than that, that's when you go into settings, and you may pick TSR Ultra Performance, and bam, you will see that everything is a little bit more smudgy, a little bit more blurry. You can see it on the stars here a little bit. The clouds outliner, you can see it there a little bit, just a little bit more blurry. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but it's quite a difference. It's not as sharp, but obviously that helps with your graphic card if it's struggling already. So if I go up again to ultra quality, which costs a little bit more, but everything gets very sharp, as you can see. You can see the grass lines extremely sharp, and the stars. No, I'm locked at 80 FPS. Like I mentioned, I always play on locked FPS because I'm running multiple things in the background on this computer. And if I let it go fully, I would be CPU bound, which means you're gonna see FPS loss. I mean, it will start lagging on the stream, even though mine is not lagging because of the being CPU bound. I'm using a quite powerful computer, so I'm using the 1300 Intel generation, so it's quite up there. But we are playtesting and optimizing the game on much older generations. We're actually using a 1060 card, and what kind of CPUs? Equivalent CPU generation as the 1060 cards. And we are actually getting really good solid performance on those generations as well. So yeah, overall everyone is gonna get a much better performance in the game. And like I said, you can go crazy when it comes to resolution, because the upscaling technology is so powerful today that you can play on 4K, 8K even, and using TSR or DLSS without killing your FPS, and it just looks insane. So that's the magic behind the AI scaling. What kind of rig? 3 years old, 2060. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know, you're above our optimization targets hardware. Okay, we are slowly moving towards not yet daytime, but we'll get there, right? Night vision is working, but what that mean? I talked about it a little bit earlier today. So there is a system that is connected to my character where I have a little bit better brightness around me, and then further away it becomes a little bit darker. You can see it on the trees here, I think. You know, you can see some of the color here, a little bit brightness, and there they are more dark, right? That is a night vision system. And we decided that out here in the world with 2 bright moons, we don't want it to be dark enough so you change the gamma and make the game looks ugly or being annoyed. So I don't know if this is too dark or if we all agree that, you know, it's fine. We don't feel that we need to change the gamma. Or if that's the case, we may want to make it a little bit brighter, depending on that kind of feedback. Because we don't want anyone to feel that you need to do that out in the world. And if it's too dark, people are gonna do that, and then the game gonna look like shit, and you know, people wonder why is your game purple. So we decided that out in the world, and it also makes sense with the 2 big bright moons, right? But in dungeons, in caves, and Underdark, that's where it goes pitch black, so you can't change the gamma to C, and that's where the night vision system comes more into play, right? So we haven't set the definition of the different clade ranges in the night system, but the system is supported now. So that will be the next step to utilize that and also set the values on the gifts that you can use. But we haven't done that yet, and that's something we're gonna plan in upcoming patches where that makes sense and fits. So, but now we're at least on the proper system and engine to support it finally. Why is your game purple? You know what I mean, right? Right. So Henrik, our Goblin King Velek has made this decree, and I, Rat Mage, ways the leader of Freedom Fighter, require your guild to be renamed Goblin Corp. Yeah, I don't know our policies and rules when it comes to renaming guilds. There's always this factor, right? When you have reputation of a character in a guild, you shouldn't just be able to change it and hide in the world, right? So there comes some thoughts behind it, right? But there could be a function that allows it to happen, or circumstances where that may be the case, right? That's why I can't really comment on it right now. We're quite busy and occupied with the Epic launch and transition over to Unreal 5. So bear with us to go through that, please. Does the new DLSS 3.5 or TSR upscale tech support frame generation to elevate FPS when Yes, we do support frame generation. I was actually about to test it myself, because there's a requirement for frame generation in this build, and you need a 40 generation NVIDIA card. So you need the new hot stuff, right? For that to be utilized. But you will be able to, most likely. I was supposed to give it a go and test it, but I haven't got to it yet. About pitch black. So there was an early era when we actually had pitch black nights in Mortal Online, and it was really cool in the beginning, but after an hour or a few days, a few nights, people started to take breaks during nights or log out during nights, and it didn't look good. So it wasn't good for the game. So that's why we moved in a more common direction, that also why most games have just mood settings during nights and not pitch black, so you can actually have the gameplay still functional. I mean, you can still hide quite well over there where it's darker. It's quite hard to see players, right? So obviously there's still the protection of darkness and nights possible, but especially underground, right, and dungeon, where it makes sense, where it can become pitch black also. When we're getting a hardcore PvP game, this is one of the most hardcore MMO game in the world. I mean, what are you missing? And you know, a lot of people already struggle with the what the hell? We got some spell casting here, guys. Pew, pew. Some spellcasters. Let me jump down, guys. My chat stopped. When in October is the UE5 update arriving? In end of October, so we get pretty close, right? We are planning, if everything goes as planned, we're planning to do a public test end of next week, where you can all join in and just test everything, including a few new systems to help us out with that as well. Blood Moon Nights, where the monsters are 2x stronger. Interesting, interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa! God damn! God damn! Guys, they play MO2 on UE5 without us. I mean, next week, right? Next week. It's not that long, right? Subs coming next patch, Mr. Henrik. I've heard a lot of rumors. So, subscription. Everyone that bought the game have a free month, right? And that is starting with the Epic release, which is planned for end of October. And that is the Unreal 5 patch, including a lot of TC stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. After that month, that's when you require a subscription active to continue playing. And that is very vital for us to be able to keep growing and expanding and getting resources to cover, obviously, server costs, the development team, support, and so on. So it's a necessity for us to continue to develop the game, right? No, we don't plan to do any wipes, as we have mentioned over several months. That would push away a lot of players from the game. When you sub, the game begins. Exactly, exactly. That's the beginning of the era of Mortal Online. There will be a few different options for subscription. 1 month, 3 or 6 months, I think we're looking at, with discount on the greater commitment. And it's below Even Online and World of Warcraft. So we are looking at 14.25 for 1 month. And if you do the bigger commits, there's discounts on that. Regarding the Diva extra slot system is something we are looking at after Epic Game release, if that is fitting, if it's work, if we can, what is necessary. It's nothing it's not like add another slot and that's it. There's so many systems built around the one system, so it needs proper implementation if that is the route we can take. So that's why we can't just make it happen now, quickly. And yeah, it's gonna be nice to get less crap styles in the game, you know, those that are here for you know, not for the right cases and just troll the players and do crap. I'm happy to see that they may not continue pay for the game to actually continue that. It's more for those that enjoy the game, that want to be here and know what they're signing up for and think it's worth the value. So we can get higher quality and also less cheaters. So that's one of the quite strong component that comes with a premium cost model based to free-to-play. Mathematizer, thank you for the subscription. Looks good beyond visuals. What does UE5 update bring to MOT2? Right, so I would say the biggest thing it's bring right now is performance, and everyone have been asking for performance. So that's a big thing, right? And all cities and everywhere in the world you have already better FPS. But one of the bigger thing, and obviously also we are optimizing the characters, so large scale battles will be even better. But also one of the big thing everyone have been complaining on is this. Now I'm entering Kranesh. Do you remember where the level streaming line is here when running up this path? It's somewhere here. I don't know exactly where it is. But tell me when you notice the level stream stall that you get on live that takes several seconds. That is a big thing for the entire game. It's completely seamless and extremely smooth now traveling the world, which will be much more pleasant. That is always a big thing, right? It's somewhere here. We're loading Kranesh, and you don't notice it. You don't notice it. Did you see my client freeze at all? No. It's rock solid. Rock solid, as you can see. So that is obviously a big thing for the performance. On top of the general FPS being more solid, especially in cities. There are quite some bad cities on live today, as you know. Those are greatly improved, so everyone will be able to enjoy them better. So that's number one, performance and stability, right? And secondary would be the visual updates for us. But you're gonna see, I mean, already now, the nights, everything is much more believable, more sharp, more crisp, better lighting, more realistic overall. And the sun have an amazing ability that utilize lumens very well. And we're gonna see that as soon as it turns daytime, so you can see that as well. So those are the obvious ones, right? Yeah, we can go to Meduli, which is one of the worst city in the game performance-wise as well. So we can take a look there as well, and we can run around. You know, there's a heavy stall when you go from the city to the graveyard, right? Do you know where that line is? What I'm talking about when your computer freezes completely. We can showcase that as well, so you can see the difference. Will be free to take our alt account and merge it with our primary account. So obviously, along with the Diva system, when we are going through all those necessary steps and are looking into what is necessary, if we decide to go that way, would be how convenient or if it would be possible to make some merge function as well. So obviously, we're going to consider all those steps. That's earlier than I thought. Will end of October patch have the new security zones? Yes. So there's some really solid stuff coming along with this engine update. So not only performance going up, no level streaming issues that everyone been complaining on since day one. We are also getting the updated murder red flag system, which means if you are a murderer, you will remain red at all times. So everyone can see that you are a murderer, and they can choose to engage and kill you at any time, wherever they want in the world. Period. You can still enter the cities because the guards won't whack you as long as you have the right standings, but obviously any player in that city can gank you, right? So that's something everyone needs to consider. If you're a murderer, you're red permanently, and you may be ganked at any times. That's just how you need to adapt to it, right? We're also expanding on the bounty hunting system. Finally, some really juicy tweaks on it, new option on it, so you will enjoy being a full-time bounty hunter without the downtime and without riding across the world. You will have close distance options, etc. And of course, you're gonna make use of your bounty coins finally. We have insanely cool capes coming in this patch. Insanely cool, alright? One is the bounty cape, and we also have additional task capes that are, for instance, you know, we have the... So, working as a bounty, you have the Raven theme, right? So you will have a really cool cape based on raven feathers. It looks pretty sick. I already seen it. So that's something you can, you know, purchase. And then we have the new task system that allows from every new player to veterans to participate, working for a nation, working up your standings towards that system, that task, which allows you to also get additional types of coins within that profession type. For instance, being a hunter. And a hunter also obviously have a cape that you can purchase if you have the right amount of coins. That cape is a motherfucker bear cape with paws and shit. Really, really cool. So we're getting some of those stuff as well. You will be able to try to be a warden task also. So yeah, we have those things coming into the game, and that is a really robust upgrade to the task system. And that is, which we've been talking about quite a few times, you know, how do we help new players getting into the game? We see everyone go through Haven without any problems. That's not hard, right? They just follow through and then they go to Milan. But on Milan, they get quite lost. They don't know what to do if they don't join a guild and a group and straight into adventure, right? And those are the players that we lose in quite large amounts, and we don't want to lose those players. So this is the system for them. We're gonna give them the task system so they can start picking in any of those directions they're interested in and start working towards those tasks. And while doing so, they explore, they learn the game and progress as a character. So it's really a very important system. But obviously all the veterans can jump into that system as well and work on that. And like I said, there are new rewards tied to that. Call me schemes. I think you're one alone on the other side. Absolutely everyone agrees that the murder system should change to the red system. We had it in the first game. We wanted to try a different approach in Immortal 2, but everyone has been complaining since then. So we changed it, which pretty much 99.9% want, except you, I guess. And people are very excited to finally be able to see murders and participate against that. So that's absolutely necessary. We all see that and reach that point. Look at this beautiful transition. Dusk, dawn. And obviously that's not a care bear system, right? I mean, you can still be a murderer, you can still do everything you can. It's just that if I know you're a murderer, obviously, you know, we can try to address that murderer finally, which you couldn't before. So it was quite you know, you're being harassed and killed outside the city, and then you go back in the city and you stand next to this murderer and he's just laughing and putting your items in the bank and he's blue. It's bullshit. I can fully agree with that. We all agree to that. And that's finally being fixed. Now you can take vengeance. Finally, right? So yeah, that's a important big step in the right direction to get a more proper logical balance on that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. God damn, you see the sharpness on those lightning bolts. Can murderers fight back in town? Yeah, absolutely. So if someone attacks you, you can defend yourself, right? So if it's a poorly executed ambush, you can kill them instead, right? So obviously you have to learn that part. More lightning. What else is there? Obviously a lot of TC tweaks and important fixes. Some minor combat tweaks also that just improves the system and fluid parts. It's a little bit of a work progress, so the combat will feel more solid for everyone. Should we go to Meduli already and check the sunrise, you think? And we can take a look during day there. We could do that, I guess. We could do that. Give me a moment. Beta for patch is end of October, beta for PTR public, end of next week, if everything goes as planned. Yeah, the game have a nice visual facelift, but like I said, one of the very important thing is the performance lift. I mean, it wouldn't be, you know, fully worth it if we just get a little visual facelift but performance stumpering, right? That would be quite bad for this type of game. So we're very happy to have the opposite. We have a better performance baseline, no stalling when running around in the world, no freeze line, no level streaming zone issues anymore, and better visuals. You know, it's win-win for both, obviously. Look at this amazing sunrise. We'll take a look on do you guys want to watch, do you want to see Kranesh in its full glory when lumens and sunlight is going at it? Or should we go straight to Meduli? What do you think, guys? I mean, this, it looks really beautiful when the sun starts reaching the city. Show us Kranesh first. Shall we take a look at Kranesh first and then Meduli? We'll cover both at least, so, you know. Alright, Crown first. I guess we can remain here for the light to penetrate before we head over to Meduli then. But yeah, there's several small details that just looks crisp and nice and sharp. You know how light, you know, bounces and goes into shadows. Just really nice. You can see how you blend into the darkness in a nicer way. And the sun is really, really beautiful when it shines through and emits bouncing light. If it runs smooth, more player will enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one big feedback is coming from a lot of players that have older generation computers. Obviously, there's always a degree. If it's a next generation world's most beautiful you know, MMORPG, it comes at some requirement on a computer, right? You can't expect a low-end laptop computer to handle it perfectly. But in general, we have pretty good performance already live. What the hell? You have a GM here. But obviously we all benefit from having even better performance, right? And now we're getting it. The headless games, man. Yes, we have done a tweak on the daggers, so we want your feedback on those on the PTR. There will be no pre-patch daggers. You can already throw away all those. Or just keep them, right? They will be updated. Bam! We found the issue. You shouldn't have the same weak spot chance on the heavy dagger with the heavy base damage. You have to go for the specific weak spot daggers or heavy baseline daggers, you know. You can't get everything in one. That was breaking the design on them. So that there will be an update on that, and you'll be able to test and test that during the PTR and give your feedback, so we know if we are on the right spot. I bet all my daggers stay the same. No, I just said those daggers that are not meant to do weak spots with high base damage won't do it anymore. That's the fix. And that is including all pre-patch daggers. Yeah, we're going to Meduli in just a moment. We're just gonna let the sun throw its nice beams, and I'm gonna show you some of the magic. And then we'll take a look on Meduli. And baited all the daggers last stream. I mean, they did say, oh, we're gonna craft 1,000 daggers. And I said, you know, it's no point, right? But you can do it if you want to, right? You know? You know? That is a special headless character for our future quest. Look how cool it is. Someone said our animation looks crappy, which is crazy because it's motion capture. It's a real human walking, so sometimes we get some strange feedback. I don't know how they are thinking, but maybe they think real life walking looks bad in a game. I don't know. I don't know. I think it looks pretty badass. Bam, the sun is coming. The sun is coming. So all the materials also get a nice crisp update. Do you see how it reacts? It just looks much better. It's really crisp. It's beautiful. Beautiful. The clouds are much more nice. Looks very realistic. I don't know again if you can see all those details on the stream, but everything got a nice little facelift. And especially the sunlight when it hits stuff, that's where it really shines with lumens. Way better lighting. Yeah. It's really nice and crisp and sharp, and it's a nice step when it comes to realism, right? Just much more realistic, because that's how lumens works. It's like ambient occlusion, and we have the you see the light bouncing, emits colors and all that. It just looks more realistic because that's how lights behave more in real life also. There'll be rewards for killing you, Jake, on your red character. So you will get busy. You will get plenty of self-defense also, I guess. Fixed TC. Yeah, like I said, a big focus on this patch also includes a lot of TC balance fixes, polish stuff that we finally got a lot of feedback on since it's been live. Alright, so the sun is almost peeking over the rooftops here finally, and we can take a little look. Maybe up here already. Let's take a little look. Look how crisp and nice it looks with the light. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Just looks so much more realistic when the light bounces and behaves more like real life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, we will go to Meduli in a moment as well, and we will take a look there while we finally have the sun casting its lumens rays. Oop. Oh! 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 God damn! Right, let's take a quick look here, and then let's head to Meduli. Meduli. Everything just pops a little more. I mean, just look at these fruits. They just pop. Do you see the pop? The pop. The hair, the details. It just pops, you know? Pops. Like I said, all the materials emits lights, you know, you see the green stuff being emitted. So it just adds a nice level of detail and depth. It just pops. Just pops. You see the pop? Everything looks more 3D, indeed. It gets the depth, right? It's the lightning that does it. And the shadows. It pops. It's a little bit dark in here. There's still some room for more light sources in some of the buildings, right? Because remember, everything, all lightings in the world had to be replaced and rebuilt and tweaked. So quite a task for the artists, but they covered the base. The base is solid now. The performance is really good, and overall the day cycle now, we're happy with that. Now it just comes down to fine-tuning specific areas and such. So we're happy with the result there as well. As you can see, the ember stuff, how it emits the reddish tone here in the roof, you know, it bounces, all the red lights bounces and affects the environment, including players when they're close, as you can see here. So it just adds a nice layer of depth and realism, which Unreal 5 is giving us, right? And like I said, performance is just rock solid. Rock solid. Pops, you know? The pop. Alright, what do you say? Are we ready for take a look on Meduli? Let's see how that performs. One of the worst city when it comes to base performance. The cost there is very high, background costs. So if you just are a few people there, you're already at quite bad FPS. And that's, you know, when the sun goes higher, the sun gonna go in here and lit up this little cave here in a very nice way. And it's just magical. It's just magical. Yeah, we're really waiting for the monthly subs finally, just 1.5 year delayed. But you know, we need to move forward, we need to expand, and we need to get rid of some of those cheaters that are playing for free. You know, it's time to evolve for those that are interested and serious about Modern Online. Look how the sun penetrates the cave slowly but steady. It's beautiful. I do like dark alleys. So obviously subs may not be for everyone, right? Those that are not really enjoying the game, why would you sub, right? That makes sense. But we have a handful of players that are just shitting on everything and all the players and find joy in griefing and shitting around. They may not really belong in the game, but it's free, so they're still doing it. And when that's not free anymore, maybe they want to play something else, and that's good for the game. That's how we move forward, I mean. So I hope it makes sense a little bit what I meant. And a lot of people are actually happy to see that happening because they want to play the game, they care about the game, and so do we, right? Cracker, you cracko. You're a little cracker, right? Now we can see the light is slowly, a little bit more light coming in here. Still not enough. Obviously, if we only have a handful of players that enjoy this game, then obviously we have failed in providing a game that we all want and play, and that wasn't the feedback and direction we got so far doing since the stress test with several thousand players that, you know, we're very excited for the future when the game is ready for them to commit their time and money into the game, which we haven't been at that state. That's why we didn't start the subscription. But you know, we can't run the servers for free and pay sellers and buy food for free, right? We need to continue somehow, and that is why we need to charge for the game. You know, one way or another, all games are being charged for. Sure, Ainako. Always take a look on most streamers every now and then. Wait, okay, we're going to Meduli. I want to play the game and pay the sub, but I can't do it at Steam. Will there be another way? Yes, you'll be able to buy the game both on Steam and Epic Game platform, but also on our website and subscribe through our website. This is the magic behind Luminous. Do you see this corridor? It just looks so much more realistic. Again, I don't know how bright it is on the stream here, but compare this to Unreal 4 live. You won't have this transition from light to more darkness, because light doesn't bounce, right? That is the lumens, the power of lumens, and it just adds realism, right? And it's really cool because it's all dynamic, depending on the sun and light sources. All this changes in real time, as you can see here. The sun slowly moves, right? We are still in early day, but as you can see, sun goes in here and bounce in real time using lumens, and the performance is insanely good. And that is, you know, I'm very proud of the team that managed to crank the crap out of the performance and still utilize lumens, because there was a point where we thought, shit, this is gonna be quite big hit on the performance and you need powerful computers. So we were looking at having lumens as a toggable option, but we managed to make it so good that you still gain FPS compared to the old game, and it still looks insanely beautiful like this. So yeah, look at this beautiful city of Meduli. Let's take a little look. Let's take a little look. X-Fast, 70 month. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's take a look here around all things and see if we can find stuff that stands out. And again, you see this reddish tone. It bounces and affects environments. Look at the rock. It's the reddish tone from the fire. It just, again, small details, but it just adds to the realism. Look how crisp and 3D it is. It's insane. You see how the light penetrates the the cloth, and you see the color bouncing. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Look how beautiful it is. It just pops, eh? It does. It does. It just pops. And like I said, this is with better performance. That's what's crazy. You know, most people took it for granted that, okay, when we have this visual upgrade, we're gonna have less FPS. Naturally, that is the case, right? But not in this version. Yeah, we have done a lot of 3D work, artist work in the entire world to make this happen. Both optimization heavily on all the assets and tweaking them to work with lumens. And then the technical artists and coders have also worked a lot on the technical parts of how everything calculates and, you know, how we utilize lumens. I mean, there's always room for tweaking colors and things, right? That is secondary, right? You know, if any color is off, you know, that's quite easily tweaked. But overall, I'm very happy with how our day and night cycle looks now. It's much better than in the old engine. Looks much more realistic and natural, and you know, performance is rock solid. Does this campfire look the same live right now? I don't remember if we updated these. There's a nice amber flare flying here. During night this looks very magical. It just pops, you know. This is Unreal 5. Yes, Borderline 2 in Unreal 5 finally. That's why you have the new lighting system that looks just much more crisp and realistic. And how all the light, you see how the lightning bounces here in the corridor. It pops. This room in Unreal 4 now, if you go in there and compare with this, it's completely different, because you don't have the light bouncing and, you know, stretching into shadows very realistically in Unreal Engine 4. And that is the power of lumens that does this. And it's all dynamic in real time, which is so freaking cool. And the performance is super good. So yeah, this is we're very happy and excited about having this as the baseline. And like I said, we have a whole new level of crisps as well. I'm gonna show you some details of crisp. Not crisper, but crisp, you know? So currently, when you buy and play the game, your free month starts, and after 3 months, that is when subscription is required to continue playing. So it starts whenever you log in on your free month. So if you've taken a break from the game, you start the free month when you log in. The water is not 100% updated, so it's not fully utilizing the strength of some of the things we want to use. But look at these nets. Can you see the details of this? It's so freaking crispy. Can you see it on the stream, or is it only at first hand here? But the crisp on this is insane. No, subscription is not yet activated. It's the free month starts with the Epic Game Launch release, and it starts with a free month, and then subscription is required. Crispy. And look at this. What is this in Meduli, guys? Have you seen this in Meduli before? Have you seen this? You know, some of our artists were watching streamers. They were always dueling here, and people were running into them, and you know, all that. So they thought, let's make a little dueling pit for them instead, so people can watch from above, and they don't have to stand in the way. Stuff like that, you know, a little skate ramp, a little skate ramp. You can sit here on a little skate ramp and drink some rum. Hey? So yeah, there's some small things here and there. We're also looking to have a few camps in the world. So a little bit of a few things. So yeah, everyone that is dueling in Meduli, you have that little pit. And now look at the level streaming, guys. Do you remember the level streaming hiccup freeze when going to the the graveyard? There's a very heavy freeze there that are, you know, very noticeable, over a second long, and it's quite all around Meduli when you go back and forth. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, right? You that live here. Around here, you have a very huge, several seconds hiccup, right? It's extremely bad. Look the difference now. Look the difference. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Did you notice it? Did you notice it? Guys, did you notice? Did you notice the level stream? I didn't. Because there is none! Chicka-boom! Chicka-boom! Huh! 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 You know? Yes, everyone have the level streaming problem. It doesn't matter what computer you have. Because the load install on a thread was hitting the roof. So everyone had from a second at best to 4 seconds at worst. And they were all around Meduli. And those are pretty gone, as you noticed. Yeah, there's some jumpiness in some stuff in the new engine that we're still working on. You can see a little jitter. It doesn't follow one-to-one. So those are some of the things we're still working on to make it look perfect. Look at this red light. So yeah, that's a big one. I can't wait to get the feedback from everyone. When you're traveling the world, you all got used to the big freeze lag, the stalls, computer stalls. And it's annoying as hell. And, you know, those will be gone. So there would be more like, obviously, if there's an army of hundreds of people running in, obviously you're still going to have a hit on FPS in general, and there may be a little bit of a loading. But, you know, we can never get 100% rid of those, you know, obviously. But we are working on additional performance updates on the characters. So you will have overall better again than in Unreal Engine 4. How does Unreal 5 handle with 3070? Extremely well. So the baseline when we optimize is actually to make sure it runs well on a 1060 card. So from 1060 upwards you are good to go and can enjoy this beautiful scene. And if you're GPU bound, you can always use this upscaling technology that is extremely powerful. DLSS, if you have NVIDIA cards, it's using DLSS 3.5, the latest one, or TSR. It goes for all. It works on all GPUs. So TSR is actually currently equal good DLSS, and it works for all cards. And it's Epic Games version of it for Unreal Engine 5 specifically. So ultra quality, you know, that's most demanding on a graphic card, but it's also where I get this extremely nice crisp, and you can scale it up to 4K without any major problems. So it's extremely powerful. But obviously if you have lower GPU, you can always scale down, get a little bit more blurriness, and not upscale as much, and gain those FPS. TSR is not better than DLSS. Schmerik, don't smear your mind without knowing. So we are working in this engine, right? And you're not, simply put. We've experimented a lot with it and done everything we can for our game. And it depends heavily on that, right? Obviously, if you're NVIDIA and making an NVIDIA game promoting functions and features there, you know, it can always be better there, right? DLSS 3.5 is extremely impressive. And we're also working supporting frame generation, but currently we get a little bit more crisp with TSR in ultra settings. I mean, it's hardly noticeable. If I go over to DLSS ultra quality, I mean, you need to look at some insanely specific different details to even notice anything at all. So visually they are extremely similar. Yes, we are adding a few camps along with this upgrade. But yeah, look at the clouds. There's a nice update. The cloud just looks more natural and realistic as well. Really beautiful. And everything just looks more 3D, like someone said. Just tune in and the machine is on, did he announce? So, yeah. If you want to play on 4K, that I'm also doing in most cases, you just use this upscaling technology and you remain the sharpness and continue with the same FPS pretty much. No, we don't have any fancy wave stuff updated on the water along with this patch. We're taking things in steps, and water is lower prioritized before performance and overall city performance. And like I said, the CPU stalls have been one of our major focus because everyone hates those and complain on them always, right? And now they are almost gone. There may be a few areas left, but I haven't noticed a single one where I know there are heavy lines where my computer freezes up for seconds. So that is a big one. And we will see, right? You know, there's a lot of stuff we want to add, especially with the ship system. Obviously, we're going to work more on the water, right? It makes sense. They go a little bit hand in hand. So that's why we decided if we don't have more content for water, we may as well focus on land for now, right? We're not using all terrains for nanites at this point. We are using specific things for nanites, and we are still converting specific things to be nanites as well. So it's a little bit a process, and we're making sure we don't go down in performance. That's always, you know, the highest prioritized order of things. So performance was first, and now when we see performance is great, we've been tweaking the visuals and pushing the visuals as much as we can as well, without dropping the performance. Look how this statue pops. You see the pop? Beautiful. Beautiful. And look at this little light bouncing. It's beautiful. Schnorr's statue. Good question, good question. So on UE5 we have worked very hard to make sure that large battles works even better, and they do. So that's gonna be awesome to see as well. Obviously getting your feedback is where we kind of confirm it, right? Doesn't matter what I say. What matters is what everyone experiences, right? But I'm quite confident that you will notice differences, because like I said, the background cost is improved. It's better. The character cost, we are still working on and improving also as much as we can. And we have the new upscaling technology. As soon as you're CPU bound or struggle with the CPU power, you can use the upscaling technology to get those loss back, especially if you're playing on higher resolutions. So yeah, it's a real good update for the game that everyone will experience and benefit from along with this patch. Little drips inside here. It's cool. It's cool. Looks so freaking realistic when the light goes in and it, you know, blends out in the corner shadows. It's beautiful. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting to get your feedback, like I said, on our PTR schedule for next week, end of next week, if things goes as planned. So we are very close, guys. It's gonna be exciting to get your feedback. Look at this magic. It's gonna be awesome. I think PTR will only be for those that have an active account, so we know we're getting valid feedback also, right? There may be times where we have open access in limited time for everyone to try the game out, but we also are looking to eventually make Haven free to play, right? Where anyone can log in, try it out, see if it's something that they are interested in, and when they want to commit, they go to Milan, right? Beautiful. People with GeForce and Media be able to try? I don't think so. We haven't done a difference there. We may have the PTR as it was last time we played. I don't know if that have been running and decaying or anything, or if we take a new timestamp. I have to check with Sebastian what is suitable for us. No, we are not launching with additional servers initially. We will follow the progression of the launch on Epic Game platform, and following that depending on player joining in, etc. Yes, there are new content and features and TC updates, a little bit in a few areas. Bounty hunting system update with new capes, reward systems, the new murder system, the wilderness zone. So that means no man's land. If you go into the wilderness, there are no rules. No, the game is not broken anymore, Sifkis, you troll. Go play something else if you think it is. It's not the place here, right? It's just ridiculous. So yeah, those long-term annoyances finally fixed with Unreal Engine 5. An update to the map. The entire world have been updated, but no, in general, it's, you know, you will see some things like I showed a little arena pit here in Meduli. We have some other updates in the world and some camps. There's some minor things here and there, but the main focus has been on Unreal Engine 5, right? And make the core solid performance, and you know, making sure that it's an upgrade for everyone, not just enabling Lumens and let everyone performance crumble. I don't want to play anything else. I like MO, but why are you trash talking then? Doesn't make sense. Let's be adults and civil, shall we? And this is a marathon. It will take time until we have all the features everyone is dreaming of. But that's the goal, and that's what we set up, right? We're not here for a short little run here. We're here for the long term. There are going to be awesome features and content over the years, right? But this is a huge and extremely important milestone, because some of those things that people never thought we could fix, such as the level streams, as you call node lines, you know, those are fixed. And I showed you that live in today's stream also, so it's not just talk. And obviously you will be able to experience it yourself on the PTR tests that is scheduled for end of next week, if things goes as planned. The subscription is set to be $14.25 for 1 month, and if you commit to 3 months, there's a discount, and we may have a 6-month option also that with even more discount. So if you go for a big one, if you know you're gonna play the game, it's actually quite cheap monthly payment, cheaper than the other premium like World of Warcraft and EVE Online. And you know, we need them to pay the rents, right? We need rents, server fees, salaries, so it's not, you know, for nothing important, obviously. That is US dollar, yes, and we're looking at some regional differences as well. No, come on, don't be a silly troll. Multiline, we have worked on Multiline for 16 years, and that is quite a lot. There are few out there that have been working that long, and you know, there's few that have been running MMOs for 16 years. So, you know, we're getting to a very important milestones, and we have a very exciting future ahead. This is just the beginning. We are planning to add javelins and throwing weapons later, yes, when we add more weapon groups. And that's the beautiful thing, right? If you don't feel that there's content that you're interested in, you know, you can always jump back in whenever you want over the years and see, you know, for instance, whenever we take the patch towards shipbuilding and, you know, combat warfare on water, sinking continents, exploration, etc. You know, that may be interested for those types of players that are looking forward to that. You know, there's many features over the years that obviously interest different players, right? Yes, this is finally Unreal Engine 5. So we're getting there, you know. We're pretty much done with the base work finally. Just fine-tuning now. And you will help us take a look everywhere as well. End of next week. You can see how the light goes in and bounces, and it, you know, a more darkness, shadows in corners. It just adds a really nice, look at this reflection here on the floor. Just adds a nice realism that you couldn't get in Unreal Engine 4. So we peaked what we could in Unreal Engine 4. And now finally we're stepping over, working in Lumens. That just adds it to a whole new level, right? Did it make Moki look better? I mean, all cities look better thanks to Lumens and Shadows, how it just are high realism, right? It just more realistic, right? And then, you know, when we see that things are pushing forward, then some things are getting a little bit out of date, kinda. Like, okay, now it's time. Now, when it looks so good, some things start looking out of date or falling behind, right? It's the evolution of when lighting, etc., goes up. So, for instance, some of the foliage and plants, I would like to upgrade some of them, you know, replace them and work on them. But that's something that isn't high requirements, right? It's just improving it slowly over time. But for now, what's important is the performance, stability, and the baseline of all of this. And it's in place finally. So we're very happy with this. Yeah, it just looks so crisp, right? Like I said, performance is so freaking good. There will be something in the South Jungle, yes. We are adding a few things, a few camps spread out in areas where they are a little bit lacking. And there will be more over time as well. Add a massive port city in Young Henriks. We will see, right? We will see. Let's take a look on... look at these lights. Look at the light. It's so crisp. It's crisp. It's so crisp. I can't wait for the day where we can sit here on the benches and play games together and socialize. This room is going to be crowded with people. All the taverns we want to have crowded with people and just socializing, VoIPing, and playing games. Let's have poker tournaments, guys, shall we? See who is the supreme master of the poker realm. Jim TV, how are you doing? It looks nice. Indeed, indeed. It's a really nice lift. And like I said, what the hell is he doing on up there? Like I said, the big thing is the performance, right? A lot of people being afraid that using Lumens, Unreal 5, performance is gonna tick if you have older generation. I mean, to a degree if you have very old generation, right? But I think you will be happy to see the overall background costs improved. Oh, we can drink beer as well, of course. We need pipe smoking and beer, right? I'm not sure when kite shields will be. It depends on the community feedback, pretty much. We're gonna pinpoint what features, what content we want most next in upcoming patches. So depending on that. Feel the bite. Where the hell did that bit go? Did I miss it? Don't listen to Chim TV, Henrik. She refused to pay the goblin tax free 3 times. Yeah. Can we add marriage to the game? I mean, everything is possible, right? It's all about, is there a big demand for it? That's what we're interested in, right? What does the most players want first? We want to try to pinpoint those things, right? And then, you know, eventually we'll go all over the place. There are so many features and areas we want to add over time. But yeah, really nice, really lovely. Nice summer cloudless day today. Look at the house over there. Look at the render distance, guys. Who owns those houses? Who lives up there? How sick is that? That you can see them from here. What game can you do that? And this is Unreal 5, guys. World first MMO ever in Unreal Engine 5 in a large-scale sandbox MMORPG. It's quite an achievement, and I'm extremely proud with the team, and I'm happy to have you all along the journey. It's been a long journey, 16 years of hard work, but we are finally at a very exciting point. That looks amazing, to be honest. Indeed. Congrats on it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The team have been working extremely hard. a lot of pressure and stress, but I feel the heartbeat on the team, that they feel more relaxed now when we have, you know, all critical things are solved. We're on a solid performance state for the game, and it looks very good. So yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty relaxed actually, even though we are so close to an extremely important big milestone. And I can feel that the team is on the same level, you know, and that's important. Thank you, Bratwire. Thank you. Putting children's MMOs like WoW and Black Desert to shame. Grats, Henrik. Thank you very much. I mean, they're all solid MMOs, right? There's no denying that. And they are huge companies with several hundreds developers that are really good at making games. And they done awesome games, right? But yeah, I agree to a degree that we do something very different, right? It's not a theme park MMO. Obviously, I'm quite biased, wanting to have a more sandbox approach MMO experience, like most of you guys also are looking for, right? Got from Joe, don't worry. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's awesome, absolutely. I mean, it's like I said before, right? I'm a true sandbox lover, MMO lover, so there isn't much that interests me out there. And it's quite a shame that there's nothing almost in this type of MMO. But yeah, we're taking the lead in Unreal 5, world first. And it's going to be exciting to have that milestone in place. And that also allows us to only focus on Unreal 5 in one branch. No more filling back and forth with several different branches in different engines. So that's going to be a huge relief for the team. I think it's going to be more efficient for us to move forward with patches and so on. Another setup is obviously the Epic Game platform where we are releasing on, but it's quite convenient. They have a good system that allows us to build for both Steam and Epic Games quite efficiently. Yes, the loot should be local, so you can loot in cities, Demoman. What about wild areas without murder counts or murder count reset? Yeah, we will have those areas. We have a wilderness in the world, which means when you enter those zones, you will have identification or notification. That means it's a no man land. There's no nation or standings or consequences to actions. So yeah, be prepared when you enter those areas, because, you know, everything goes. Everything goes. Tindrem. Bam! So Tindrem have had the worst performance in our game, right? Look how freaking insane the light bounce. Do you see how it bounces? All the red tones, everything bounces. Just bam! Yeah, it's clean. It's clean. I agree. But like I said, they worked a lot. And look at this amazing painting, guys. It's been a long journey. And he was part of the journey since 2005. And here he is, in the capital of Tindrem. Looking down here on all of us. Awesome. So you see how the color bounces and reflects. That is the magic as well behind Unreal 5 lumens. And again, you know, you had really bad performance here in Tindrem. The performance is now great. It's good. There's still a little bit to do here, I think. There's a little bit room for even more. But the baseline is really good. So performance went up greatly in Tindrem. Look how the light bounces around it. This is on our private server Scooby-Doo, so that's why I don't see the players here, only NPCs. end of next week, that's when the players can join in and try for themselves and help us finding stuff. Look how it pops. Look at the 3D depth with the new lighting system and shadows. It's freaking amazing. So beautiful. Look, look. How beautiful is this? How beautiful is it, guys? And yeah, so you should absolutely see a nice improvement overall in FPS here. Tindrem was probably the worst, right? If I'm not mistaken, on live. The crafting area. Chicken boom, Henrik. Tindrem looks 10 times better. Need a new castle though. Yeah, we're actually gonna replace the castle with nanites. That's where it shines, right? I mean, look at this. Crazy. Crazy lightning. Look at all this shiny stuff being affected by lumens and reflects in real-time dynamic. It is insane, ladies and gentlemen. Look how this reddish tone bounces. Yeah, there are some things we really are eager to convert into nanites where it actually shines, right? Because this castle we have to optimize it extremely. It's extremely detailed and it looks quite impressive on distance. But at some distance, you know, you can see that. And that is where we can make nanites shine. So obviously we are getting to those places. Look how it pops. Look how freaking nice it looks with the lighting and shadows here. I love it. It looks so realistic. So realistic. Look! Look! Damn. Chicka pop! Like I said, with this facelift only, then you will see you would obviously have quite worse FPS. But we're getting better FPS also because the artists have done a lot of specific optimization on all the cities, so they're really cleverly built this time in this version. Gorgeous graphics. Ain't nanite just good on just about everything? No, not on leaves and foliage and skeleton meshes, but everything else pretty much, yes. So if we convert all these trees and leaves into nanites, they actually hit the performance a little bit. They're gonna look better, but you're gonna have a hit on FPS, and we don't want that, right? FPS have always been number one. But we are transitioning some of those into nanites, and slowly over time we may replace these to be better supporting nanites. And also we are following obviously Epic Games updates on in the engine. They have done improvements on supporting nanites on foliage and such. But it's still not optimal and not really solid, so I'm sure they will be improved over time as well. Footage are good already. It's not good performance-wise. It works, they made it work, but it's not really good. If we just convert everything, you're gonna see the FPS go down, and we don't want that, right? We are very careful when it comes to performance because we know how important that is. But look how beautiful this is, how it pops. I like the depth and the light side. Look under the bridge or whatever we call it. How the shadow bounces around there from the sun. It's really beautiful. So some of these questions clear aren't going to be answered. I always try my best, but obviously I may miss some, right? Or I have been repeating myself too much. And now we are in the garden. The beautiful garden. Look at this, beautiful. And look at the reflection in the water. It is more realistic and correct now than ever it's been. And the performance is really solid. Another one, eh? Sloppy Joe with the 10. Thank you very much. Let's go, Henny. Looks sick. Can't wait to get the new roadmap and new content. Staff match next. New players need more content than recent stay. Quality life too. Let's go. Absolutely. And we're getting quite a few very exciting stuff along with this engine update as well. I mentioned some of it already in the stream. Like I said, I don't try to loop too much for those that have been here. But look at these little flies. Look how they emit lights. Do you see there on the tree how it emits lights around them, the fireflies. During night, that is magical, ladies and gentlemen, magical. But look how sharp and crisp everything is. Holy cow. Holy cow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, look at these little dragonflies. Beautiful. It's marvelous. It's marvelous. And like I said, it's hard to consider that this is a large-scale MMORPG as well, with no loading, no streaming, nothing. It's you know, no instances. I mean, it's one world, and now you can seamlessly move without any computer stalls, and that is one of a kind, guys. One of a kind. There is no other game currently that is up to that kind of demanding technology achievements. And like I said, world's first MMO on Unreal Engine 5. That's not too shabby for a small independent team like Starvolt. I mean, there are several giants working on big games for Unreal 5, right? And they're slowly seeing daylight. But this is the world's first MMORPG, and we are leaps ahead because all this sandbox technology is standing out quite far. So it's exciting time, exciting time. I don't have stream, I'm gonna have heavy armor, so I'm gonna drown if I jump down in the water. But look at this marvelous, marvelous garden. Yeah, Ashes of Creation may be released in a few years also, right? But you know, they're gonna be a few years, right? Hard to say what kind of MMO that will be, right? But yeah, this is marvelous. Marvelous garden. Snow won't remain on the ground for now. We have some basic support for seasonals changing like that. It's just that it's so time consuming for us to make all the states. So we decided to do that whenever we have more resources to work on that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously our goal is to be able to reach this milestone now in a stable situation, slowly grow over time, get more resources, expand the team in a controlled manner, and add more of those areas, right? Whoa. Jeez. And can we play card games in MO2? So we have a higher prioritized order now on the table games we've been talking on for quite a while, right? Everyone can enjoy that chill social gaming in this game. So we're gonna have that quite high on the list after Unreal 5. Looking really good. Congrats to the team. Thank you very much, Torniors. Oh, got a busy guard. Can be killed during the table game. So obviously we wanna commit a lot of value to board games, where there will be in the capital of city like Tindrem. We will build a grand tavern house for many people to sit down and play games. And obviously a key factor for that to be reliable and you can invest in having that fun moment. Obviously we need very high security in that area. So we are working towards that to make sure that if you're committed to sign up to a poker tourney, for instance, where there is a prize money, then obviously we need to make sure that your investment and commitment is saved, right? We don't want that to be ruined by anyone thinking it's cool to go in there and suicide kill. So we're actually adding specific security to be able to support that kind of gameplay. And I think everyone will agree that that will most likely be required, right? Look at this. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Everything is so crisp. It's so freaking crisp. My computer is going to take off like a jet. So that's the thing, right? You're gonna gain FPS just moving over to this version of Modline 2.0 in Unreal 5 will give you FPS and lower background costs, better performance on characters, large scale, and then slap on top of that this amazing lumen system. It's pretty sick. Pretty sick. It's sick. So like I said, the big thing is the performance and removal of the computer stalls, so we can enjoy the game fully. Want to see shark, eh? Eventually, when we commit to more water content, it makes sense to have more sea creatures, right? Okay, let's see, where are we now? Chupacabra. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at this crisp. It's crisp. It's sick. Want to see Unreal 5 junk? Look at this Unreal 5 crispness. Look at it. Will you look at that? Look at it. I mean, it looks so nice. It's so crisp. I love the new lighting system. It pops. Oh my god, look at this view range. The furthest range in the world in an MMO. First person. Look at it. Oh, would you look at that? Lovely. Lovely. And everything isn't nanites yet, so it's gonna be even better. Look at the reflection. Look at the water pool. Little puddle. Look at that puddle. Another one, eh? With epic release, will it be called Model 9 2.5? It will be the patch 2.0. So it's a big milestone. Look at this shadow in the forest. The deep, dangerous, dense, thick forest. You don't see these in many MMOs. The density, right? The density. Whoa! Uh-oh. I'm getting whooped. I'm getting whooped. It's time to bail out. Uh-oh. Now we got wolves. Hey! Turn God mode on. We got it. We got him. I don't have any skills for casting stuff on this character, unfortunately. So I can't do too many things here. Modline 2.0 sounds about right. UE5. You know, I may die. I'm not on a special character right now. I'm just playing around, testing and checking and showing you guys a little bit. Right? When assets were able to reuse versus so many did to recreate. So everything needs an update. So almost all assets needed manual updates from the artist team. So we have divided all these content. It's a huge task. That's why it's taken some time to make the transition. To support nanites, to support lumens, to have good performance. So many things had to be updated. So that's something that's been worked on that's been the major task for all the artists. So I would say everything have been touched in one way or another. And then some things have been had to be completely rebuilt, reworked. Some of those are all destructibles for TC. All the buildings had to be reworked to work with the new destruction system. So yeah, it's been a huge task for the artist team. Well, well, well. Would you look at that? Oh. Will you look at that? Okay. They died of fear. They died of fear. But look at this. It looks so lovely. I like the depth of the shadows so much more than in Unreal Engine 4. Do you agree, guys? Do you agree? You see the depth, right? On the shadows? It gives more depth, right? Than in the old Lightning. There's a mage. Looks real good. Yes, it's good. It's good, guys. Yeah, I should have elementalism on this and blast them from here. But yeah, look at that house over there. Look at it. Look at it. I don't remember if we have converted those yet for nanites, if or not. But yeah, most things are being converted where it makes sense to nanites. But look at the range. Look at the range. Whoa! 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 Down they go. Shows gamer low. All right, let's. What do you want? Upscaling on and off, or going for high performance, or what do you want? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Should I butcher everything or textures? Full performance. Okay, ultra performance. And we can turn off some of these things on low. When texture is just texture memory, you won't gain or lose much FPS there, so you know. But alright, let's take a look, see how it looks. A little bit more blurry, right? Not as crisp. And here it's a little bit flickery, right? A little flickery. Low resolution shadows and such. So it's more soft, right? You noticed that too, right? On the stream, I believe. It's quite noticeable. But yeah, this will obviously give you FPS if you're struggling with that. But that's the thing. The magic is that most of you can now cramp this up to epic without any problems. And if you are struggling with the FPS and you are, as long as you're not CPU bound, this will be your boost. This is the magic, and you can go up in resolution almost how much you want. So as soon as you use these performance areas, you will gain the performance heavily. And if you have the leftover juice, you can go to quality and get the crisp. You know? The crisp. Turn it off. Alright, I can turn off the upscaling. Oops. It still looks quite close, similar. We lose a little... This is a little bit strange. We lose a little bit of the crisp, I think. A little crisp disappears. I don't know if you can notice on the stream. There's a little noticeable difference. But not a lot. But I notice it quite easily. So, quality. Yeah, I can see a little touch of crispiness. Community test 25 now in on MO2 public test. End of next week is the schedule for everyone to play around with this. If I'm not mistaken, I think that those settings overwrite anti-aliasing. If I'm not mistaken, I have to check with my guys to confirm. But this could be overridden by these settings, so it doesn't matter what you choose here. Whoa. Imagine this in VR, guys. You're gonna feel the height fear when walking here. But yeah, really beautiful. Really beautiful. I really like the baseline for the day-night cycle now. It's really good, I think. Really good. Look at this colorful forest view over here. Look at this. It's so far away. Oh my god. Oh! Oh, is there a mage? Oh, a mage. The mage gonna whoop me. Ah! Auto parry? No, I don't. This is manual parrying. Manual parrying. The mage. The mage. I don't like the mage. I'm rusty. I haven't fought for I don't know how long. I don't even have the hotkeys correct yet. I need a few sessions to get back there, right? But you know, a little training and we all get back in this year. And this isn't my really finished character, so I don't know even what it has. But look at that forest, colorful forest. Beautiful, eh? Beautiful. Let's see, is there anything else before we are running too long in here? Gaul'Kor, eh? Show some rain. I don't have the power to change it if we don't have any mages around here. Look how beautiful it is. It's popping. It's popping. Yeah, we started during nighttime. We're getting there slowly now. We want to try to find the sweet spot where it isn't too dark, so you don't have to touch the gamma, right? Filter White, thank you for the beats. Henrik, there is one more thing of importance. What is that? Of great importance. You must show us your best goblin voice. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hello? Is this my...
This is my goblin voice?
Alright. Did you hear that? Gaul'Kor. Welcome to Gaul'Kor. The marvelous, dangerous city of Gaul'Kor. Marvelous. Look how crisp and realistic everything looks with the new lighting system. It is just crisp. It is so crisp. Look how crisp it is, people. Look. Look at it. It's crisp. It's really crisp. It's just crisp. It's marvelous. It's marvelous. And again, performance update here as well. All cities here have a nice performance boost. And characters also have a performance boost. So large scale battles will look better, feel better, flow better. Everything will be better. And yeah, it's just spectacular. Spectacular. And all the materials and all the gear and armors look quite new and refreshing and different from the old engine, as also based on the lightning, how it affects the materials, which is really cool. And it won't chickaboom your PC. That's the good thing, right? We used lower end computers. Our baseline was 1060 cards GPU and equivalent CPU generation. This is so beautiful. Look now how the sunlight goes in here and lights up this area here, how it bounces. This is amazing. Take a shot here and compare in Unreal 4 and you will see the difference. This is where Lumens does its magic. It's just spectacular. Spectacular. Look at them. Look at it. Look how realistic his freaking head is. Looking at us. Look at the fish pop. The scale is sparkling. Look at it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love how the shadow is smooth with the light. It's not hard edged. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Mortal Line 3. It's a big leap, right, from Unreal Engine 4 to 5, and like I said, not only for the eye visual updates, but actually the where you notice the difference when playing the game, performance-wise, no computer stalls, all of that. Oh. So one of the final things we are fine-tuning is lightnings in all the different dungeons. So those are not final yet. We are still working on the final light details on those. But they will be more finalized in the coming days. There's been so many years for the artists to go through. It's been quite insane. But yeah, finally we're getting there. And it's so amazing. Here's one of the level stream lines that made my computer freeze for 2 seconds, and now it's completely gone. Look at this little barn. Look at it. Look at it. So nice. So nice. So nice. Beautiful, eh? Pete, I don't think you've listened to anything during the stream. The main focus have been the performance and gameplay experience, which I've said. And the visual are just a huge fat bonus, which I think most agree with, if I'm not mistaken. All the computer stalls and all of that is the magic, I think. And then the visuals are just, wow, a nice bonus. But looks like you missed the whole stream and haven't listened to anything, right? And that's fine, you know? You don't know nothing until you get the knowledge, right? That's how life works. No knowledge, you don't know shit, right? Knowledge, that's when you know stuff. Yeah, we will do a highlight cap on this stream if anyone missed the beginning when we went through things. Like I said, only about a week until you get your hands on this yourself and gotta, you know, see what you're getting on your end. Knowledge is power, that is true. especially in a game like this. And here's a level stream that is just gone. It's just smooth. You just run and run and run and you don't hiccup. You don't hiccup. Look at this. You just run. This is where we had a level stream before. And there was a really hard one around Meduli as well, and they're all gone. So it's really nice. It's really nice. So, you know, we appreciate your feedback when you get to try it as well. If you notice any area that have bad hiccups or anything like that that we may have missed, then obviously we are very eager to know where that is. So feel free to report if you find something like that. But looks like we have covered most of the world. Next week, PTR patch release. Next week is scheduled for the PTR test. So you will be able to log in here and try it all out, including the new content and features that we're adding. Bugs buff on nodes or fix. I'm not sure exactly which one you're referring to. But we've done a lot of fixes and polish along with this patch, and you will have the full notes soon, right? But yeah, you see, we run all the way, loading in and out Kranesh, and there haven't been a single stall, not even a flinch. So very smooth, very smooth. The only thing that happens is a little FPS drop every now and then, but that's it. It doesn't go down to 0 or stall the computer anymore, and that is the big thing, right? Yeah, those TC issues and balance issues that have been reported now, we have fixed, if not all, most of them already. And those also go in, obviously, right? So, yeah, we collected all the feedback we finally got for TC. But yeah, look how beautiful and smooth everything is now. Jungle, eh? Let's see if I still have my personal teleporter. Snow. I don't have the power to make it snow without the elementalists. But the ghosting is much improved now with the later upscaling DLSS and SLR, TSR. So yeah, it's improved. Epic foliage. Cinematic foliage. Spectacular. Spectacular. The daggers have been fixed, the weak spot have been fixed, and there is no pre-patched daggers. I'm playing this resolution so I can see the other windows and stuff at the same time, so that's why I'm playing a little bit lower resolution. When I play solo, I crank it up to 4K and I have the same FPS because of upscaling technology. I don't lose a single FPS. So that's the power behind it. You can really stretch the FPS, the textures to maximum without losing any performance pretty much. Holy shit, we're getting a quite heavy storm. A little bit too heavy, I think. There are some things like that, for instance, you see the storm is... Okay, now it normalized a little bit. But it was a little bit too stormy there at a moment, right? Some of those polishing things that may still be on a to-do list, right? But overall, extremely happy. It's so solid performance. There's not a single hit anywhere. There's a huge difference, absolutely. Yeah, they're a little bit dancey, right? like I said, there's always room for tweaking some of those things. And we want to replace a few foliage as well that are being out of date, you know. Some low poly stuff that we can also convert to nanites. So it's a process where we can slowly improve those areas as well. It doesn't really look the same. If you compare next to next out here, you notice the difference more. But there are special areas and technique where the lumens, nanites, etc. stands out heavily, right? With direct sunlight. Now we don't have the direct sunlight because we have people ask for snow and rain, so we're getting that. But direct sunlight, you see that it's covered, right? We don't have the direct sun as strong. But yeah, everything looks better. There's no doubt. Everything is a little bit updated, and some things looks much better. Just depends on where it is, right? How much FPS in town? Still max 30? No, that's the thing. They're up maxed out. All the cities have been optimized, so you have really good performance in the cities now. I just showed everyone that. I was running around in the worst city in the world, Tindrem, and I was running around in Meduli, where there's a huge difference in FPS, and it's just capped out max. It's really good performance. So like I said, the performance overall is a huge thing in this patch. We've been working very hard on the performance. And you'll see for yourselves. You can compare when this goes to test for you. In the next patch you will have a tech update along with several new systems in TC fix, hopefully veteran system, and PvP rework aka adrenaline system. It will be good. It will shatter the sky of the MMO market. Once more, you and your team did a brilliant job on the tech. Thank you very much. And yeah, absolutely. We have some really solid, we talked about this a little before, some really solid combat updates that everyone gonna enjoy more depth and more, yeah, just improving the combat in general. So absolutely, there are some really good juice in the pipeline. So yeah, this is not just all about the visual updates, which some may have believed, right? It's not just for going for the visuals. It's actually going for hitting core parts to support our game even better and making sure it's more fluid, more smooth, more stability, better coordination again, moving forward. And Unreal 5 helps us a lot in this area. So they said about Unreal 4. So I don't even remember Unreal 3 and Mortal Online, but stepping from Unreal 3, Mortal Online 1 to 2 was day and night. You know, that's where a lot of people, wanted to play the game and show up. And that's, 100 times more than the first game. And now taking the leap from 4 to 5 is pretty close in technology leap. So you can read a lot about what it means when it comes to the engine updates on your own. We have talked about it a lot as well, but how you phrase that sounds like you have missed some of that. But there's a lot of information on that. So there's absolutely a huge technology step forward with Unreal Engine 5. And I'll already show you some of those issues that the majority have great concerns and complaints on Mortal 9, that we will never fix the lag freeze, level streams, no lines. And that will be hindering the game experience for many players. And that's solved, We are solving those things now, finally, which we said that are possible with the new tech. And that's what I'm showing you, live. It's not just word anymore, right? Yeah, and you don't think we're utilizing the engine. What I'm showing right now wasn't possibly Unreal Engine 4. So obviously we're utilizing the engine each repeater. Sounds like you need to read up a little bit before spewing bullshit sentences yourself, right? Respectfully so. We've been working with this for 16 years, so we know the differences. We know what we're doing, right? And if you like it, feel free to experience it. If you don't like it, there are many other cool games out there, right? It's that simple. But holy shit, look at this. Look at this forest. Look at this. This isn't possible in Unreal 4 in the same way. With this performance and visual appearance and draw distances, and having hundreds of players here fighting without hitting the performance. So, you know, this is a technical achievement, both in terms of network, and obviously Unreal 5 is extremely awesome. And utilizing the engine, if you don't utilize it, you will have this running in crap. You can do your own demo maps and it will run like crap if you just throw it in there. You have to have a pipeline to make it work and fit together. That's utilizing the engine, exactly. So yeah, our record today is 450 players in a battle, and FPS was plummeting, but it was still semi-good. Not impressive performance, but way better than most other games in this level of depth. In this version, you will have even more, even better performance. So yeah, I would say world record without a doubt. Without a doubt. Look at this view. Look at this view. Look at Tindrem Tower over there. How long does it take to walk over there, you think? Hours. Looks like a chickaboom. Look. Look at this valley of forests. It's insane. It's insane. I'm extremely proud of the team. The technical achievement of this project have been called impossible, and that we were crazy going this route. Now we are experiencing it and playing it, you know? And you will try it for yourself in the end of next week, like I said, if everything goes as planned. Yes, Demoman, we have an update on the creator program. We're gonna push it live on our website very shortly. You think it looks the same like in Unreal 4? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But you know, some people won't see some things, and that's just how it is, right? And when you compare some things, you may think it looks better or worse. It all depends on the beholders of the eye, right? People can't force and tell anyone that says this looks better than that, right? We all have our opinions. So obviously there will be those that may think this looks worse than in Unreal 4. To me, it's a day-night no-brainer, but to some it may not be, right? And who am I to say you're wrong, right? But I'm extremely happy to have this performance and this visual looks. Let's see where we go now. We're getting some scenery shots, it looks like, across the world. I mean, here we can see across the world, which is also pretty sick, right? I mean, this is the furthest range you can ever see in a game. Down here to down here, you know, that's crazy. 360 square kilometers. You can even see houses. I don't know how far this is, but it's insane ranges. You know, I've never played MMO that have even close to these ranges and what we render in those distances. You can do that in Skyrim. How many players are you playing in Skyrim at the same time at this point? No, I don't remember how many players you have in that game. I don't know. But yeah, you can always make a demo for one player and show something insane, but that doesn't mean it's a game, right? I mean, this is a sandbox MMORPG where you can play thousands of players, hundreds of people in a battle, and you know, there's so much more than battles, right? And combat. It's a living, breathing sandbox MMORPG. I would love to see more games that offer something like this, because I'm a Mortal Online, I'm a sandbox MMORPG fan, right? But there isn't anything, nothing close on the horizon, which is quite sad. It's quite sad. But with this on the world map, there may be more. Who knows? Maybe it pops. It just pops, you know. Thank you, Gang Spanked. Thank you very much. No, you can't play 100k players. That is a funny story, right? But we have the world record, 450 players in one battle in this type of settings. We're not, if you're comparing apples to apples. Yeah, first person is one of our unique settings, right? You can't cheat by going third person and rotate to look through a corner, right? We like that. Yeah, as much as work we've done on all this have been done on the network throughout these months, we're enabling the last component in this next test next week also. I'm gonna see if I can get additional teleports here. And let's see. Yeah, holy shit, I'm quite overdue my time, so I'm gonna prepare the giveaway also here in just a moment. All right, let's start the sign up, shall we? Let's do the giveaway. Expedition Mark M2. We'll have that running while we may take a final visit before we round up with the Unreal 5 showcase. So lifetime sub, can I still win a giveaway? You can. You can choose to give it away if you want, or have another account. I'm running out of my drink, unfortunately. I'm getting quite thirsty here. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's almost a week until you will be able to visit whatever area you want in the world yourself, right? And also, again, you know, we appreciate if you give your feedback on things that may be working, not working, or look completely off, or if you manage to find any heavy computer stalls, we are very eager to get those reported. If you report that where that happens, we get the location also, so we can make sure that all of those are fixed and improved as much as possible. I haven't managed to find a new location. I've been running around all over the place, especially to and away from cities where it's, you know, quite heavy also, right? So we're eager to get, you know, help if we have missed any of those. Krona Joe's. What do you drink? I'm drinking Ramlosa. Sparkling water with a touch of fruit taste. You know, pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. Hawaiian ice drink. Energy drink, a sugar, a vegan. I mean, this range is sick. It's sick. With Unreal 5, can we change character appearance such as tattoo? Not yet. We are implementing the barber tattoo profession. We are able to enter that state again and actually offer tattoos and change hairstyles, including new hairstyles and beard styles. We want to tie it to the professions and your skills and discovery of those recipes. So that will be expanded on. Of any. Other stuff, task cape. Yep. So we will get a mighty reward that you can purchase for the Bounty Hunter coin. Finally, a really cool raven, the raven theme of the bounty hunting. A really cool unique cape that you can purchase. We also have additional task systems being expanded on with their own unique looking capes, and I've seen them. They're close to being finalized, and they look really nice. So I'm sure you're gonna like them. Yeah, I'm getting a teleport soon. So give me a moment. But the greatest assignment to Barber Nave, selling Rise of Fates, 200 gold per cut. Indeed. How many coins for the cape? I'm not entirely sure yet. We're still looking at those numbers. Obviously, we want it to be quite an achievement to get the new rare capes or the special capes that are bound to those task and profession areas. And it will be a similar range for all of them for the cape, and then there will also be more rewards over time. I'm not sure exactly what we're looking at now, but obviously if you already have farmed a lot of those coins, you may already be in the money, right? Let's give it 2 minutes if you just tune in, exclamation mark MO2, and then I will roll the MO giveaway. 50 coins for OG bounties. It's way harder to do bounties now than it will be. Well, yeah, with the new options, distance options, team tags, etc. Maybe it will be a little bit more frequent to do them. Hard to tell. 50 coins. We're gonna check in the database to see what does people have, how frequent, how much. That gives us a good indication of, how difficult it is to get X amount, right? Or get an average. It's got to be a lot. Some people have 1,000 bounties. What do you mean, 1,000 coins already? 50 coins feels right for that, to be honest. We'll take a little peek to get a little update on what people actually have, also to get a good feel, because it also helps us to set the coin for the others, right? Yeah, the got a little incident with that GM, so we're getting back to it in a moment here, hopefully. We are looking at a possible weight tweak on the tower shields. They're still too light, it seems like. We have a discussion. Some developers are looking into what the suitable proposal tweaks are needed there. Looks beautiful, eh? Looks like a chickaboom. I mean, the distance here is quite impressive. The entire world, pretty much, right? It's quite impressive. And yeah, looks nice. Looks nice. The colorful forest. Clouds are moving. It just, you know, depends on wind and time. But yeah, they're moving. As you can see now, they're disappearing. Do you see? Slowly disappearing, quite fast now actually. So they're changing in states. Texas Hold'em with only 5 launch. Not with launch, but it is a high focused area that we want as soon as possible. Because yeah, it's gonna be very chill and nice to have a socialized board game activity that anyone can enjoy, right? $50 is good enough. It sounds quite low actually. I mean, if you enjoy bounty hunting and you've been doing it 50, you know, you get 50 quite fast, right? I mean, it should be a little bit of achievement, right? So the cape feels, you know, some hard work for them and everyone don't have them, you know, right? There's only 33 people who have 50 plus right now. Is that the case? I have to take a look on the database so we can see everything. Caesar, the day will be over for you. The day will be over for you when you kill the noobs. The day has come when the murderers are the hunted in great numbers. Caesar, the time has come for you. Eat, read, Pete. Can you get out of here? You're just such a troll. You just have negative shit all the time. It's getting tiresome. You know, there's probably many cool games you can enjoy, right? I don't think this is a game you enjoy. Number has 1,000 coins. It's a Steam achievement thing. Yeah, I don't think anyone have 1,000 either, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, we will take a look in the database to see average what people have that have been doing it for a little while. I think that can help us to get a good amount. Real facility. You have to contact the GMs or report a ticket. Thank you, Sama. Yeah, we remove and ban all the cheaters that we discover, and anyone report, we investigate, and we build and move forward from them. It's always something we're working on every week. It's a little bit tiresome, but it is necessary, sadly. No, the free-to-play function on Haven will not be ready for the Epic Game launch. That will come after. Yeah, the sunset is really beautiful as well, right? I like the color tones much more now. Looks more realistic than in Unreal 4. So I'm really happy with the day-night cycle. Looks much better. And not only that, they also worked hard on some of the performance drops in some of the transitions. That was quite horrible. So yeah, also another good improvement. What kind of task objectives can we expect from fishing? You'll be able to get tasks to obviously catch specific fishes and so on. There will be a whole lot of them for you to cover. $50 is way low. For Cape, I think having it in line with the title would be a good goal. Estimated releases of Unreal 5, end of October. Not fast, but Bounty Hunter Cape supposed to be special. Yeah, exactly. $50 for item you can't ever loot. You know, it's your standing, right, with the bounty hunting. So of course, you know, capes have been one of our popular farming item in the game because, you know, we're getting more rare, unique ones, and you know, adding on that, and something cool you can collect, and it's just fluff, right? So it's not that it beats your, you know, it doesn't affect PvP, right? Look at these beautiful clouds. How do you like the moons here compared to in Unreal 4? What do you think about these? Do you have any... What the... Jesus. Hey. Hey. Yeah, do you have any feedback on the clouds in this engine version? Look a little bit different. Ban him. Yeah, I mean the mods should taking care of troll shit, right? We don't have time for that in here, so hopefully we have some mods that can take care of that if necessary. Can't handle the truth. I think it's you that can't handle the truth, that you're wrong and everyone is against you. And that's so difficult to handle, right? So you have to throw crap. You can't just accept that, you know, there are people that don't agree, right? Like I said, we're not here to argue. You're entitled to your reality and pick whatever game you want to play. That's the beautiful with a free world, right? You can play whatever you want. If you hate this, go play something else. It's super easy. We're here because we're very excited about sandbox MMOs, and this is one of the few and only in the world currently. And we are taking the world with stepping out on Unreal Engine 5. We're reaching a huge milestone many have been waiting for, and improving the game, making the game much more exciting to experience. So this is a big deal for a lot of people that enjoy this type of game because there's nothing else. So it's quite simple, and there's so much out to choose from gameplay wise. So, you know, it's there, out there. What are we doing about the cheaters? We ban them, and we work on preventing cheatings. That is something we work on every week. It never stops, it never ends, and it never will. And we're going to continue doing that. And anyone reporting anyone, we appreciate that, and we take those reports very seriously. We always go through them, and that's how we work with that on a weekly basis. So there's a few things we want to have feedback on. I'm going to try to write a little list on that. So if you have the time and an interest in jumping in and trying this out for yourself, schedule for end of next week if everything goes as planned. Look at the sky, so beautiful. You'll be able to give some feedback on that. The darkness, for instance. Do you feel that you have to change the gamma, or can we find a spot where you don't have to touch the gamma? That's one of the goals out here. Yeah, what did you say on the moons? Are we happy with the new moons? They're a little bit different. They shine different. Adjusted the size a little bit. Yes, you can absolutely run this on a 2070 card. Absolutely. You will have better FPS in general moving over to this build. We've done a huge job on optimizing the entire game from scratch, pretty much. No, the veteran system is not with Unreal 5 engine launch. Whoa, 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 whoa! So this is as dark as it gets during nights. How does this look for you guys? Would you still turn up the gamma? Is it still too dark? Or what are we looking at here, you think? That's some of the feedback we want also. Game still broke. No, it's not broken. It's actually the best shape it's ever been in. You can try it out yourself. Much better. It's too bright. I mean, if we make it darker, people are gonna start gamma hacking, right? And that's what we want to avoid. If it's so close that people feel that you have the gamma hack, it just looks like crap and it's not worth it. We want a cozy, nice night mood feel. So it looks good and you don't have to change the gamma, especially in this near area where it should be a little bit bright, right? I mean, look at the two big bright moons. Obviously they emit some light, right? Do you think that you wouldn't change the gamma in this darkness? Is the question. I think it looks good. 15% dark would be good, just smart. The thing is also, right, depending on where, what region, depending on the ground, if we are in Meduli, it's going to be a little bit even brighter, right? If we are in darker areas like this is quite dark, the textures or surroundings, it becomes a little bit darker, right? So the jungle have its own setting. Some forests are a little bit darker than others. This one is like average, I would say, right? I guess we will see, right? Feel free to test it next week and give us the feedback if you feel that you have to touch gamma or not. I guess that's a good thing. I'll leave it as it is. Looks good. I think it's pretty... I'm pretty happy with it personally. I don't think I would have major problems seeing something here, right? I mean, it's not that hard to identify something. Guarantee people still gamma in this. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And people have different monitors. Some are darker, some are brighter. So obviously there's always some that think that they will want to change something, right? And that's fine. But I mean, we don't want it to feel like everyone, that's the standard. Just crank up the gamma so it looks like shit, but that's how you see, you know. And also actually characters and models, they do get a better lit. You can see them better, you see more details in this new lighting system also. So it's actually easier. Only for now, a wolf or a bear will be almost pitch black and look unnatural dark. Here, that's actually improved. It looks better. So yeah, I guess we will see when you all get your hands on it. How will this affect the development moving forward? Now that the whole dev team is working on one branch, extremely relieving and much better. Everyone in the team will be so much more relieved by not having the risk of fucking everything up by touching different branches. So that's solely is a big one for the team, absolutely. And it also helps us to quickly patch anything because we don't have to... The thing is, if we want to patch something in the old engine, that's where the old branches goes to hell, where we need to go back and forth, change setup. It takes forever, it's huge work trunks, and it's painful. That is why we're not patching stuff right now. We need to go over to UE5 and then we can patch everything because we are on the same working environment, same branch. So it's a huge thing. So finally, moving over to this one, things will be much more smooth moving forward. How do we get onto a PTR in order to test it out? So we're going to make an update, send out newsletter, an update on the website, how you can join in and participate. So everyone can join in that owns the game already. And it will be quite efficient. You just change to a beta branch on Steam directly and it will just update to this one and you can log in. And then you just change back when you want to play the original. So it's quite convenient. Yeah, it's about time to make the draw, I guess. I forget it almost. So if you just tune in, exclamation mark M2, and I will roll it in a few seconds here. Where the hell do I have it? Here. And for the lulz of it, I will do this. I started a little poll. Vote. Always interesting to see if there's a general direction. So I start a little poll for 2 minutes. Feel free to vote just to see if I can get a little indication. With only 5 this sound improved to hear players from further away, especially horses. There are some updates and changes with this sound system, but I'm not entirely sure how it affects everything at this point. I need to investigate or talk to the sound guy. So I'm not sure actually. Hey man, thank you for the bits. Can you buy anything other than the caves with 100 coins? We actually have a few things we plan to add there. I'm not sure if they managed to build and add all those things at this point, or they will follow up afterwards. But yeah, there's a few things we want to add to it. But we are starting with all the capes because everyone loves a new cool cape, right? And then we're gonna expand on from there. Feels more like a really cloudy day rather than night, almost. Cloudy? There's not a single cloud. What did you mean a moment ago? Maybe I'm way behind. Yeah, I'm locked on 80 FPS because I'm doing other things with this computer. And if my CPU hits the cap, you're gonna see the stream gonna lag. So it looks like, even though it's solid FPS, the stream lags. So it looks like 77% wouldn't turn up the gamma. Don't think it's worth touching the gamma. And 23% think it would be worth turning up the gamma when playing like this. So yeah, it's close, I guess. And it comes to a degree where it sacrifices a little bit the mood and experience, you know, the realism, right, of a believable night for that convenience of not having to break the gamma so it looks a little bit crappier. And that's a fine line, right? So yeah, that's interesting. And yeah, it heavily depends on your monitor as well, right? What kind of monitor, if it's calibrated or bright or dark. 9% of this stream I've been repeating myself. No, I think we covered quite a few areas, but eventually we are repeating because if a new player joins in, you know, quite often there's a common question, right? But alright, let's do the giveaway so I don't forget about that. It's time. Let's roll it, guys. Where the hell do I have it now? Let's do the roll. It's giveaway time. Damn, my giveaway lags as hell. It's strange. What the hell? Alright. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. Here we go. Good luck. Jeez, been a long stream today. Time flies. Time flies. And let's go. Let's go. And Greeley 12 is the winner. Greeley 12. Are you in here? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that's not very beautiful. Do we have 10 fake Greeley accounts? I don't like that. It doesn't look like... Doesn't look very legit to me, right? Looks like there are way too many Grilly accounts. What the hell? Actually looked rigged. Actually looks rigged for once, right? I don't like it. I'm gonna re-roll. I don't like it. Whatsoever. Let's do a new one. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. You're already in the list if you already sign up once, so you don't have to do it twice. You know, I may add a rule next time that it can't be a dummy account like that, right? Joy Fruits. Let's see if he's here then. Joy Fruits. Congratulations. Let's take a look. What the hell am I being attacked right now? Whoop. Just need to kill this little wolf. Alright, let's see. Where are we? Joy Fruits. Are we good? Is he here? Joy Fruits. Let's see. All right. We have a winner then. Congratulations. There you go. Mortal Veteran or new from Mortal 1 era or Mortal 2 era, or what is your status? Joy Fruits? Always a little bit interested, right? Nine months. All right, all right. Thanks. I've been playing Mortal for like 9 months. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for the subscription. Joy Fruits won this giveaway. All right, guys. I think this is my cue. I'm a little bit overdue today, quite a bit actually. Trying to keep it around 2 hours, but we got a lot of sceneries we wanted to see in Unreal 5 today. But like I said, we are only around a week left until you will be able to help us test a little bit and take a look for yourself before we're getting close to the release. So yeah, exciting time, a very huge important milestone that we put the game in a good base state, good performance, important updates for TC, good important balances, a little bit of a few other areas that are going in that patch. That's gonna be nice. All right. I think that's it, right? Let's see, do we have any you will be able to visit the jungle. I think I lost my personal GM. He's been here for a few hours assisting me. But you will be able to visit jungle very soon on your own and share that videos and screenshots with all of us if you want to. No, the veteran system is not for the Epic release. It's after. All right, let's take a look. Do we have anyone streaming we would like to raid today? Or should we do a little, maybe a little poll, right? Let's do a little poll. It's always difficult to pick when we have slowly rotated over time, right? Help me guys with a little poll and we will make it happen. All right, 2 minutes, quick poll, and then we'll make a raid. Got a few famous streamers here. Avira TV, Breaking Skulls. I've been extremely busy lately. Pretty new to the game, but is really getting into it, so that's awesome to see. We have our mighty Bruce Lee Rob from Odin Seed. And we have some, I think I've seen some of them stream also. From some various countries, I think. Let's see. No. Tulipor, he's not supported anymore. It's impossible. Look at it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's way out of hand. It's ridiculous. All right, let's see Bruce Lee in the lead, eh? Half time passed. always fun to watch the Odin Seeds doing their shenanigans. Red Wing is also new. Yeah, that's true. He's on the list, right? He's on hand. Yeah, he's out of hand. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, we can't. It's crazy. We can't respond to that, can we? That's, come on. We need to be a little bit adult and civil here, I think. At least to try to. All right, we're getting close to the poll timer. Yeah, I've been banned from Twitch, etc. So it's impossible to support. All right. It's crazy. Hating the game, hating everything, and play it every day. It doesn't make sense. That's strange. All right, Bruce Lee, Rob. It is Odin Seeds King, if I'm not mistaken. Let's do the raid. Show him some support and all that, and I will catch you on the next stream. We have some very important big milestones the coming days and weeks. We're very close to that, so that's going to be awesome. We're going to update all of that on the website as well, so you won't miss when you can also test in Unreal 5. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you all for your questions, your donations and subscriptions. We really appreciate your support, and we really enjoy having this interaction with you. You're an awesome community. All right, let's find this raid button, shall we? Where the hell do we have it? Where the hell is raid? There, okay. Bruce Lee. All right. Thank you all, and have a good night, and I will see you soon again. All right. Let's do the raid. All right. Take care, and thank you again, and bye-bye.